Hello dear friends, welcome back to the CHash.net programming, Windows based application that we are understanding. In our last session we have discussed about how can we insert record into MS Access database. So in this session we are going to understand how can we select, update, delete and search record from MS Access database using CHash.net. So let's start. So in our last project we have understood how can we enter the record into MS Access database. So this is the form that we have designed in our last session, and for this we have added a database connection in our connection.cs file. So we have specified the provider name as MS Access and the path of the database in a get connection function. Simply by calling the get connection function in any form, we can initialize the database connection. So for that we are going to reuse this connection in our second form that I am going to create here. So for creating second form I am going to click on my project, then choosing the new atom and then selecting the Windows form. So I am specifying the form name as show record. Once I click on add, a new form will be added here. So on this form I am going to create one data grid view control. So first I am going to add one label on this. So for adding label I am moving toward the common control. So I am using the label and specifying the text to this label as book records. Then I am going to design one data grid view control. So for this I am moving toward the data tab, and inside the data tab there is a data grid view control. So I am designing the data grid control here. Okay, so on this data grid control I want to show all the book records which are there in MS Access database. So we can start writing code for this. So I'm double clicking on this form title bar. I can get here the show record load event. So before that I'm going to use the system.data.oldb package. Once I added this package, I can create the object of OLDB connection. So I'm creating the connection object. Then I'm going to create the data adapter object ADP, which is used for selecting the record from database and the selected record that we need to store somewhere. So for that I'm going to create a data set object. So these are the three objects that I have created. So I'm going to initialize these objects. To the connection I am going to initialize by using the get connection method. This function returns the connection object. That connection will be initialized here. So after this I am going to initialize the ADP as new data adapter, and I am specifying here this query from which I want to select the record. Select star from book is my table in my database. We can see the table here, and using this connection I want to select the record from book table. Here you can find in Server Explorer I have already connected to the database, and in the library database there is a book table, and we can find the record by selecting the retrieve data option. So this is the record that is previously there in the database. I want to display this record on my show record form. So for that I am writing the query like this: select star from book, and this query will be executed on this connection. So this adapter contains the record that is written by the query. So this record I am going to fill into this data set. So for that I am going to initialize the data set, and using this ADP I am going to fill the record into data set and specifying the name as book. This is the temporary table name that I am going to use in data set. So I can assign the records of data set to data grid view that we have designed on our form. So for the data grid view, there is a data source property, and using this data source property I can specify the records that we have selected and that is there in data set. So I am accessing the data set table, and the name of the table that we have given is book. So after writing this code, all the records which are there in the table will be displayed on data grid view. We can check the result of this statement. I am going to run this application. So once the application runs, it will display the record which is there. So here is the first form that is started. I can use this form to insert a new record here. I am adding one record here. BPV publication, price is suppose 670 and quantity is suppose 2. Once I click on save, the record will be inserted into database. So here to display the record, I want to create here the show button. So once I click on the show button, that second form will be open, should be open. So for that, I'm again moving toward the design of first form that I have created earlier. So on the first form, I'm creating a new button and simply making the copy of the same button, and I'm changing the text on the button as show record. So after this, I can write the code for this button. So I simply want to open the new form once the user click on this show record button. So here for creating or for displaying the new form, we simply have to create the object of the form show record form. So our second form is show record. So I am creating the object of second form. Once I create the object, I can display the form by using show function. So once the form will be displayed. So I can test the output now. So I'm going to click on the show record button. So after this form will be displayed and all the record which are there in the table will be displayed here. Okay. So now I'm going to add some more record into this, and I want to search the record by using the search box. And then I'm going to edit and delete the record by simply right clicking on it. When the user right click on this record, he will find the edit and delete option. So for that, we are going to create the shortcut menu or pop-up menu for that. So how to do this shortcut menu, how to search the record, that we are going to understand one by one. First I am going to add here the search text box. So again I am moving toward the design of second form. So here I am going to add the text box for getting the input to search the record. So I am getting here text box. and to this text change event, or once the user enters some data into this text box, according to that I want to filter the record which are there. Here I am specifying the label as search by book title or book author. So I am changing the text of this label as search by book title or author. Okay, search by book title or author. So then we can write the code for this text box change event. Once the user enters some text into this text box, according to that I need to filter the record which is there in the data grid view. So I am double clicking on this text box, so I can find here text change event. So to this text change event I am copying the same code that I have written to the form load event for displaying all the records. Okay, only I am changing the query here where title like then in single quote percent, and concatenating the value of text box here, text box 1 dot text, whatever the text that is entered into the text box. As per the text that is entered, we want to select the record, select the title of the books, those whose title is the text entered in the text box, or I want to select the author record if the author is like author like in single quote percentage, then I'm concatenating the value of text box here, text box 1 dot text. So now we can see the output, whether as per the requirement that output is displaying or not. We can analyze the result. Again I'm going to enter one more record here, C hash, then author Microsoft, then publication is BPB, and price is suppose 650, and quantity is suppose 300. Once I click on save, the record will be saved. So here is the record that we can find here. So again I am going to enter some text into this text box, that may be title or author. So I am writing here C. So whatever the record start from C, title start from C is displayed here. So instead of C, I am using the Donovan. So author, whatever the author start from Donovan, all the records are displayed here. Okay, in this way we can search the record from the database. So after this, I am going to create one shortcut menu for this. Once the user right click on this record, so I am going to allow the user to select the full row first. When I click on the single cell, it select the single cell. But whenever user select on a row, I want to select the full row. So for that I can change one property, and once the user right clicking on this row, I want to display the shortcut menu. So let's understand how can we do this. So then I'm again moving toward the show record dot design dot cs file. So first I'm going to create one shortcut menu. So how can we create a shortcut menu? We can create shortcut menu in Visual Studio by using a context menu strip. Inside the menus and toolbar, there is a context menu strip control. So once I design this, I can find it in status bar. I am specifying here the options as edit, and the second option is delete. Okay, so this context menu I want to display once the user right clicking on this data grid view. So I have selected the data grid view and I'm moving toward the property window, and I'm searching for the property window as selection mode. The selection mode is row header select. I am choosing here full row select, means user can select on the full row whenever user click on any cell. Then I am finding for the property context menu strip. So here is the context menu strip property. So when I click on the drop down button, I can find the context menu that is designed on this form. Okay, so after this, a context menu will be displayed. We can see the output whether context menu is displaying or not. I am going to click on the show record. So now user can select the full row here. Okay, I am going to right click on this record. I can find here edit and delete option. So once user select this edit option, I want to change the record, and once user select on this delete record, I want to delete the record. Okay, so first we write the code for this delete button, delete menu option. So again I am moving toward the code. I am selecting this context menu strip and I am double clicking on this delete option. So here I can write the code to delete the record from table. So for deleting record, we need to create the object of veridb command. We need to initialize this object on the form load event. So I am initializing the command object like this. Then I need to initialize the connection to this command object. Connection, using the connection property, I can initialize the connection. cmd.connection is equal to connection. Then connection must be open to fire some update delete command on database. So I am opening the connection. So after this I can fire the query when user select this delete option from the context menu. So for this delete menu option, I am going to write the code. So I am double clicking on this delete menu option, menu strip. So I can find the function here, delete tool strip menu atom click. So here I can write the command as cmd.command text is equal to delete from book where, delete from book where. So which record we need to delete? We have to find out the row and the ID of the book record that is to be deleted here, where ID is equal to the ID that is selected in by user. So before completing this query, I am moving towards the design view. Once the user select the particular row, I am going to find out the row index first, and using the row index I need to find out the value of first column. So for that I am moving toward the property window. I am choosing the event here, and then I am writing the row enter event. Row enter is an event of this data grid view. So I am finding for the row enter event. So here is the row enter event. So I am double clicking on this row enter event. So once the user select a particular row, I can find the row index by using this e object. So how can I find e dot row index? Okay, so I need to initialize this value to some global variable. So for that I am going to declare one global variable as integer row is equal to 0. I am going to initialize the row as 0 first. and then I have assigned the value of e dot row index to the row. So using this I can find the row index. Okay, so here I can get the ID as integer ID of the book that is to be deleted. How can I find the ID? Data grid view 1 dot of, then column index is 1, column index is 0, and the row index is row. Okay, the value which is there in the first column, I want this value here in ID. So I can, instead of converting this value, I can declare here the string variable. Okay, so I am going to convert this value as a string value. Okay, so this value I can concatenate here. How can I concatenate the value ID here? Simply by writing ID here. Okay, this is the command that will lead the record that is selected by user. So to execute this query, I can call the execute non-query function. So this function returns how many record is deleted by this query. So I am getting the result in A and checking for the result. A is greater than 0. If A is greater than 0, what I want to display here is message box dot show record is deleted. Record is deleted. Okay, and I want to refresh the data grid view. I want to again select the record from table and I want to display all those records here if the record is deleted. So for that I am writing the opening and closing curly bracket of if, and once the record is deleted, all the remaining record which is there in the database, I am going to select all those record once again, and I am going simply going to display the records into data grid view. So here is the code for getting all the record from table and displaying the record into data grid view. So again I am copying the same code here when the record is deleted. Okay, so now we can test for the output. So here I am going to click on show record. So if I want to delete this OS, so I am going to right click on OS and selecting the delete option. So it's saying the message record is deleted, and you can find here only 2 records are there. We can give you the we can ask for the confirmation to user. So how can we ask for the confirmation whether to delete the record? Before deleting the record, user will get a message, are you really want to delete the record? And user select the yes, then we want to delete the record. So how can we write the code for this? So to this delete menu strip, first I am going to ask the user that do you really want to delete the record. So for that I am writing the message box like this, message box dot show, and delete is the title for this message box. Then are you really want to delete the record, right? Then I want to display the buttons, message box buttons. So message box buttons as yes no, then message box icon we can display, message box button. After the message box button we can display the message box icon dot message box icons, message box icon dot error question. We are asking to user that we can use here question. Okay, so whatever the result that is written by this function, I am going to assign the result to dialog result as R. So I can check for the dialog result. User is going to select either yes or no. So what user is exactly selected there, I can check like this. If R is equal to dialog result dot yes, it means the user has selected the yes button, and if he has selected the yes button, then and then only I want to delete the record, else I don't want to delete the record. So here I'm going to display the message record is not deleted, record is not deleted, something like that, right? So we can test for the output. Here is the semicolon is required. Okay, so now we can check for the output. So I'm going to click on show record and I'm right clicking on it and selecting the delete. So after this it asks me for the confirmation. So when I click on the yes, the record will be deleted, and when I click on no, record will not be deleted. It displays the message record is not deleted. Again you can check for the delete. When I click on yes, it delete the record. So in this way we can write the code. We are getting the values of first column in selected rows here once I enter into the row. So for that, row enter is an event in which we are getting the row index, and using that row index we are getting the first column value here, and first column contains the ID of the book, and I am deleting the record using this ID. So I have written the query delete from book where ID is equal to ID. Right? In this way we can delete the record. Okay, now we can move toward the writing the code for this edit button. So for this edit menu option, so we'll design the separate form to edit the record. So whatever the record that is selected in this data grid view, we will pass this selected record to the second form on which we can edit the record. So first I'm going to add a new form on which we will able to edit the record that is selected here in data grid view. So I am moving toward the solution explorer, adding the new form, specifying the form name as update record. Then after adding the add form in the project, a form will be added. So here we will design the user interface for editing the record. The interface that is designed on form 1, I am going to copy this interface on update.cs form. Here I am going to change the name of these buttons. The first button I am giving the text as update, and to the second button I am going to give the text as cancel, and to this label I am going to change the text as book update. Okay, this is the interface that we can use for updating the record. I am specifying the quantity here, right? So what we'll do is, when the users select a particular record on this data grid view, so we'll pass all these record to this update record form. So on this form, whatever the text boxes that we have designed, we want to access the text boxes from show record form. So we need to change the modifier of this form. The default modifier of the every form control is private. So we need to change the modifier as public so that we will able to access those control on show record form. So I'm moving toward the property window. I have selected all these text boxes and I'm searching for the modifier property. So in front of modifier property there is a private value. I'm changing this private to public. So it means I can access those control on another form. So how can we access? We'll see. First I'm going to create one static variable on this form. So for that I'm double clicking on the title bar, and in the global area I'm going to declare one static variable, static string id, and I'm initializing the id as blank. So I'm going to assign the id of the book that is to be edited from the show record form, and I will assign the value to these text boxes from show record form. So whatever the record is selected there, the selected values that I am going to assign to these text boxes. So now I am moving toward the show record form, writing the code for edit button. So I am double clicking on edit. So for accessing the selected record in data grid view, we can access the column index and row index. The selected row that we have taken in row variable, I am getting the value in that particular row and column. I am converting that value to string, and I want to assign this value to the second form, update record form. So first I need to create the object of update record form. So I am creating here object u is equal to new. I am initializing the update record form, and using this u I can access the text box which is there on update record form. U dot text box 1 dot text. I'm assigning the text to this first text box as the second column of selected row in data grid view. Similar to that, I am going to assign the third column of selected row to the second text box of update record form. Similar to that, I am getting the fourth column and assigning that value to the third text box in update record form. Similar to that, I am accessing the fourth or the fifth column. So I can instead of 0 2 here, I need to specify 1 2 3 and 4, right? So first column consists of the id, and the second column consists of the book title, the third column consists of the book author, fourth column consists of publication, fifth column consists of the price, and the last column consists of the quantity. And I'm accessing the fourth and fifth text box and assigning the value of that respective column number here. Then I want to assign the id of id that is declared on update record form, that is the static variable that we have declared. So for that I am accessing the static variable by using class name. So update record dot id is equal to, I am accessing the value of first column in data grid row. So I can access the first column like this, and I am assigning the first column value to the id variable of update record form. Now I can display the form as dialog. So for that I am using the u dot show dialog form. So show dialog function will display the form as a dialog. Okay, and I am getting the return value from this dialog in result. Okay, I am getting the return value of this dialog into variable result. Okay, and we will check for if if result is equal to dialog result dot okay, then we will update the record. We will display the message that record is updated. Record is message box dot show. Then inside that we will display the message record is updated. Otherwise I will display the message as record is not updated. Same message I am going to copy here and specifying the message that record is not updated. Right, so this okay must be capital. Okay, so this is the simple code that we have written. Then we can move toward the update record form. We will get the values here from the form 1. Then we can write the code for this update button and cancel button. So first we'll specify this update button as a OK button and cancel button as a cancel button. So how can we specify the update button as a OK button? Because we are opening this form as a dialog, and when the user click on the update button, that button can be considered as a OK button. And if the button OK is clicked, then we want to display the message record is updated. So for that I have selected the form and I'm choosing the accept button property as button 1 and the cancel button property as to the form. I am using the cancel button property as there is a cancel button property. So here is that cancel button is equal to button 2, and to the first button I am going to specify the dialog. I am going to specify the dialog result as OK. So this button is called, this button is now work as a OK button. When we click on the update button, this button will return OK value to the show record form here. So we can get the OK value here, and we are checking for the OK value. If the OK button is clicked, means the update button is clicked, we are going to display the message record is updated. Otherwise we are going to display record is not updated. Right, and if the record is updated, we want to display the updated record here, but we will write the code to update to display the updated record from database later on. First we'll write the query to update the record to this update button. So I'm double clicking on this update button. So now I can write the query query to update the record. First I need to access the database namespace. For accessing the database classes, database handling classes, I need to use the namespace as system.data.OLDB. Then I can create the object of OLDB connection class. So for getting the connection, I have declared this object, and to execute the query on database, I can declare this OLDB command class. So to the form load event, I need to initialize the connection object as connection.getConnection is a function that we have declared in connection class. So this function return the connection, and we have initialized that connection to this connection object. Then we will initialize the command object as cmd is equal to oldb command. Then we initialize the connection to this command object. Connection is now con, and we'll open the connection so that we will able to fire the queries on database. And to this update button, we will directly write the update query like this. Command text is equal to update, name of the table is book, and what we have to update, we have to update the title. We can save the title as title is equal to single quote, then author is equal to single quote, then comma, publication is equal to single quote. I will assign the value here that is there in text box later. Then price is equal to price that we want to specify here, and the quantity is equal to the quantity like this. So in this way we can specify the update query. This is the basic syntax of writing update query. Then as a title, whatever the value that is changed by user on text box 1, I need to specify that value here. So the value that is there in text box 1, I am specifying that value as a title, and the value that is there in second text box, I am using that value as a author dot text, right? And as a publication, the value that is written, that is specified in text box 3 as a publication, and instead of this constant value 22, I am using here the value that is there in text box 4 as a price, and instead of this constant value 5, I am using the values that is entered in text box 5, right? So this is my update query. To execute this update query, I can use the execute non-query function. So this function returns the number of row it is updated in the database. If the value of a is greater than 0, it means the record is updated successfully. Record is message box. I am going to display the message here, message box dot show. Then record is updated. Otherwise, if there is a error, then we'll display the message record is not updated, right? And if the record is updated, automatically the form will be closed and the control returns again in show record.cs. And when the control is written here, this condition will be true if you have select the update button, or if you click on the update button. So this update button acts as a OK button. So this return the value as dialog result.ok, and this condition will true, and at that time the message will be displayed here, record is updated. Once again, we will get the record from database if the record is updated, and will display the record once again to data grid view. So we can check whether the code is working properly or not. So this is the first form. So I'm going to enter one new record here as Java, then Kanetkar, then PB publication, then 450, then quantity is 6. Suppose this is the values. Record is inserted. I'm going to click on show record. Here is the record. You can find. I'm going to edit these values. Instead of this Java, I am going to change the programming in Java, so that I am going to click on this edit option. Once I click on the edit option, a dialog will appear in which the values are appear here. I think there is a problem of BPP and price and quantity. Something is mismatched there. We can change the values as per the requirement. Connect कर, then publication is BPP, then price is something like that, and quantity is suppose 10. So I'm going to click on this update button. Once I click on the update button, the record is updated message will appear, and this form will be closed, and the updated values you can find here. But all the records are updated because we have not specified the condition which record to be updated. So we need to specify the where clause to update the record. So I'm moving toward the update code of update button, and I'm going to specify here the where clause, where id is equal to, where is the id, the id that we have taken into this static variable. So I'm going to specify the id here. I'm going to concatenate the id here, so this record only updated. And then while assigning some values to the text boxes from the show record form, there is some mistake. I think 1 2 3 4 5 1, oh I think 1 2 3, I need to write here 3, then 4, and then 5. So this was the mistake. So again I'm going to click on the start button. So I'm going to click on show record. Now at this time I'm going to change this first record. So I'm going to click on edit. So I can find here the values. Programming in Java I want to change. Kanekar, instead of Kanekar I'm going to specify James Gosling, and BP publication, and instead of the price 670 I'm specifying here 1000 and quantity as 5,005. When I click on update, we'll get the message record is updated, and you can find here that record is updated. Again, if I want to change this record, so I can right click on it, edit, and then I can change as C hash. Then I can change I like Microsoft, then BPB or Tata, then 550, then 4. So when I click on update, this record will again updated here. So in this way we can update the recording database by writing such simple user interface in chash.net. Now what we'll do, we'll add one main form and we'll attach these two forms to the main form. So I'm going to write an I'm going to add a new form. So I'm going to click on the project, then choosing the add, then choosing the Windows form, or I'm going to click on the new atom. So then Windows form. So I'm specifying the name as main form. So I'm going to add the main form. Here is my main form. To this main form, I want to design one menu. So for that, I'm going to click on the menu strip. So here is the menu. So then I'm specifying here book as a main menu, then book entry as submenu, and search book search update book as a second submenu. Okay, I'm going to create this form as a main form. So for that there is a property called isMDI container. So I'm specifying the value true to this form as isMDI container. This acts as a main form. I want to open this form in maximize mode once I run the program. So I'm specifying the Windows state as maximized, and I want to run this form first. So for that I am moving toward the Solution Explorer. I am moving toward the program.cs, and instead of this form 1 as a first form, I need to change this as a main form. So I am making the copy of this line and changing here the main form, right? So the main form will be opened when I run the application. So here is the main form that you can find. What we want to do is, when we click on the book entry option, book entry form should be open, and when I click on the search update book, show book form will be open. So for that we need to write some code to this menu options. So I'm going to click on this book entry form. So I'm going to create the object of form 1 here. Form 1 is our book entry form, is the first form. I'm going to initialize this form, then f1, then uh, then f1 dot mdi parent is equal to this. Okay, this form is the mdi parent form, and I want to open the form so that to open the form I can use the show function as f1 dot show. Okay, so similar to that I can write the code for this second menu option. So to the second menu option, I want to open the show record form. So for that I'm going to create the object of show record form. I'm creating the object here as yes, and I'm initializing the object. Then I'm specifying the main form, mdi parent form is equal to this. This is the mdi parent form of this form, and this yes dot show function need to call to display that particular form, right? So in this way we can attach the two form to that main form. Okay, so one thing I want to specify in property. So to this form 1 I am going to specify the property value as, to this form 1 I am going to change the property value as the form should be opened at the center of screen. I am choosing here the center parent. This form should be displayed at the center of parent form. Again I am going to change the same property to this second form as show record form. So for that I have selected this form 1, form show record, and I am specifying the property here as startup position as center parent. So this form will be displayed at the center of your screen. Now we can check the result. So this is the main form. When we click on the book entry, you will find the form here, but we want this form as the center of your screen. Okay, so we can write the some values here, and once you click on the save, the value will be saved. You can open the show record from here also, or you can open the show record from this. Okay, so this is how we can design a simple user interface for inserting a record and for displaying, searching, updating and deleting the record. Okay, I hope you understand the simple things that I have explained to you. Thank you.